So The Lion King is one of Disney's most beloved animated films from the past. What did you think when you were presented the opportunity to convert it into 3D?
I thought, two things. Both, this is a great responsibility because this is it's such a classic and it's so beloved. And then, it's what an opportunity because, we kind of, as an artist, we pour ourselves into these things, and sometimes there's the magic happens and it becomes a classic, sometimes not. Here's something that's already a classic. And then, what my task is to make it three-dimensional. And this, if you look at the cinematography and the artwork that's already, in the film, it's so dimensional. It had, the filmmakers had such a sense, really such a sense of 3D, even when they were making this as a film for 2D projection, that it was, I just couldn't help but think what a great opportunity to, to take this because, like I said, it already had such depth in it. Take it and put it into 3D space.
What were your challenges in? You talked about how great they were already thinking in a way ahead of their time. What were the challenges?
Well, the content itself is a bit of a challenge because your main characters are quadrupeds, which are inherently, with the methods we use to dimensionalize, it's inherently more difficult. Because if you think about a quadruped, there's layer upon layer of depth with leg over leg, the elongated bodies, the manes and the snouts, and you're talking about a very dimensional thing, much more so than a human character would be, and so that was a big challenge right off the bat, inherent in that, and then some of the characters were particularly challenging. There's the bird Zazu has some very angular features, wingtips and beak, and some of the methods that we use to create these depth maps that I talked about that we use to sculpt the depth, some of those methods don't like to have sharp features, and so that was some of the challenges.
What is your favorite scene that's come from the new 3D version?
God, there's so many. The amazing thing is that it's something that works with this. The 3D works with the action sequences. So you have Scar and Simba and their final clash, and big action sequence, and the 3D works for that. You have the stampede, and the 3D works in that. And then you have like quiet emotional moments. You have an emotional moment with between Simba and Nala, or between Simba and his father, and you just get more of a sense of that of a connection to it. When you're immersed in the 3D experience.
Yeah, someone else had mentioned the subtle scene of Simba going after Rafiki through the brush and
stuff.
Yeah. Those things really translated well 3D. So in the 3D translation, did your favorite scenes change from when you knew it from 2D?
Yeah, it's amazing. All of a sudden, because there's all these things you discover. It's amazing. You look at the artwork. Such incredible artwork that went into these things, the backgrounds, and all of a sudden, because it's now in 3D space, you notice some things about it. You discover some of the amazing artistry that was poured into this by the guys working on it. And it was a constantly evolving thing. It's like I'd always have a new favorite every week, so it makes it
every
impossible.
viewing for sure. Were there characters that you saw change a little bit once they became 3D? Did their Scar meaner, when nastier? Was there any things like that in a character that you can point out?
Well, I mean, like I said, the characters, the challenge as a stereographer is to have, especially taking something like this, which is something that was from pure imagination, something that was just, pencil lines on paper, and taking that, and giving it that 3D structure. But anyway, so the challenge was to have that, to have it look the way they're supposed to look, and so that was our one goal. But certainly, on an emotional level, though, you have that extra connection to it that makes these characters, the characteristics of the characters, like Scar's meanness, come through, because all of a sudden he's there. I mean, he's in the theater with you.
Right. What would you say to fans? What scene's going to be exciting? What's exciting to fans to come to see this in 3D?
It's the whole story. I mean, the story is just such a beautiful story, so well told. you know, I don't know, just even the openings, just even from the opening sequence. I mean, the first time we put together that first sequence, the circle of life, and that this, you know, the song comes on, and then there's the final, you know, beat, and the Lion King title comes up. I mean, I had the, you know, even though I'd been working on it for months, I'd had the, you know, the hair stand up in the back of my head. I mean, it's this emotional connection to it. You know, I would say, you know, I'd say watch the whole thing. Just watch the whole movie that you've, you know, that you've already loved. Watch it just, you know, come alive again and experience it again for the first time.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.